Chapter 29 talks about ascribe to the Lord's glory. A Song of David. Ascribe to the Lord, O heavenly beings. Now, heavenly beings can mean many things. Of course, angels. Mainly telling angels. It says, ascribe to the Lord, O heavenly beings. Ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due His name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of holiness. Meaning, when you worship God, give Him your all, pretty much. The voice of the Lord is over the waters. The God of glory thunders. Meaning, God's voice is like thunder when He talks. The Lord over many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. Meaning, God's voice, when God speaks, He even breaks trees. I mean, He destroys trees. The voice of God destroys trees. Think about that. So the voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. The Lord breaks the cedars of Lebanon. He makes Lebanon to skip like a calf. Meaning that people, when they hear the voice of God, it makes them shriek. I mean, fear comes upon them. It says He makes Lebanon to skip like a calf, and Syrian like a young wild ox. The voice of the Lord flashes forth flames of fire, and when God speaks, fire shoots out of His mouth. The voice of the Lord flashes forth flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. When God speaks, the whole world shakes. The Lord shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth. Let's read the verse 9 again. It says, the voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth. Of course, God gives life. God also takes life. It says the voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth. So, yeah, read that again just to make sure. It says the voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth. It's what it's saying is, God, gives life, also takes life. So then strips the forest bare. So when God speaks, in a way, in verse 9, I was talking about the voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth. Yes, He gives life, takes life. But it scares the animals so bad that some may give birth, in a way. It says the voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth and strips the forest bare. And when God speaks, His voice wipes out forests. Think about that. The forests are gone. And in His temple all cry glory. The Lord sits enthroned over the flood, or over the earth. The Lord sits enthroned as King forever. The Lord gives strength to His people, and the Lord blesses people with peace. 29, very interesting chapter. It's just saying, ascribe to the Lord's glory, meaning that if you're going to worship God, give Him absolutely, give Him your all. Just give it all to Him. Give all your praise, and all your worship to God, because He deserves some glory. He deserves to be glorified. He deserves to be worshipped, because He's God. So He deserves it all. He deserves to be glorified. He deserves to be worshipped. And He deserves, He deserves all of our all. So that's 29, but talking about that, and about chapter 30 here shortly.